What up, though?
What up?
There you go. What's up, baby? Congratulations.
Congratulations, champ. Man, pleasure to meet you, man.
What's up, brother? You good?
Good.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Chan, those are real shoes, bruh.
I don't know how that young man could wear them old man shoes.
Man, P9000, bro. That's
You
what
run
it
like that, you wear whatever.
He's so okay.
Gene, man, welcome to the show, man.
Appreciate
really excited about this. Probably ever since I made that draft tape that I was right about, by the way. I just want to tell everybody that I was right. This is Fred Taylor, this is Channing Crowder. I'm Ryan Clark, Cooper DeJean, Super Bowl champion. Cooper DeJean, the first man to score a touchdown on his birthday in the Super Bowl. Pivot fam, thank you for pivoting with us. This episode is brought to you by Crown Royal. I think the first question is, man, how are you healing up from your parade injuries?
I'm doing well now. Saturday was a little tough, just recovering from celebrating, and the little cut I got on my eye but it was all worth it.
Was it more recovering from the beer can that cut your face or the beer cans that you drank?
Probably the beer that I was drinking. Yeah. More so that than the can in my face.
Has it hit you yet fully? Because this not normal. You walk in, start on with top defense in the league, win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Just off bat, less than a year.
Yeah, I don't think it has, to be honest. To me, it's just kind of like what I've been doing my whole life, like playing football, going out there and trying to do what I do. I feel like a lot of people are making it bigger than what I think it is, because to me, it's just football, like what I've been doing my whole life. So I just go out there and do my thing. I don't really think about, it's my first year, top defense in the league, all that stuff. To me, it's just ball, going out there and playing.
I would say you're a rookie and just don't know any better, based on the statement. But winning the Super Bowl takes you to an entirely different upward tier, right? We've hung around this guy enough to know that you don't really feel it until you're done. And when I say that is because of the fraternity, right? When you're around these guys and you see how, winning the Super Bowl separates you from just being teammates of other players over the years, it's just a different feel. Like, I see how the Pittsburgh Steelers get together, and I'm a bit envious of that, right? Because I didn't win one. And for a lot of the guys, that part is the part that, you'll recognize you feel the most. Just that brotherhood. You look back, man, it took this. We went through the grind. You're able to replay everything as if you're watching a television show, from training camp, the sweat and tears, all of the crap that was going on in the locker room, all of the shit that you didn't want to do. And now all of a sudden, that was the sacrifice and the investment you put in, on your body, on whatever. And you hit the pinnacle of the sport. I would love to have been in that position and to know what it feels like. I think you're gonna feel it later.
Yeah.
Do you have a parade set for when you get back home in Iowa?
I don't. Not that I know of, at least. Not that I know of. No, but there's a lot of people that were pretty excited. They had a whole little Super Bowl party down at my community center in my small town. I got a lot of text messages, a lot of messages over social media. So,
Right.
but no parade that I know of.
One of those text messages was Caitlin, another Iowa Hawkeye legend. How was the message, even though she's a Kansas City fan?
I think us going to Iowa together, I think she was just saying that she was proud of me, congratulating me. That not only that I scored a touchdown, but winning, the biggest game in football. My first year. So I appreciate her for that, sending that message, even though she's a Chiefs fan, and she claimed that she was cheering for them, throughout the game. But no, it was cool to get that message from her.
Sitting across from you, bro, I am getting old. I try to fight it, but I have 2 kids older than you. Because I was just, recognizing that, you turned 22 on the day of the Super Bowl, and I think that's just the level of maturity that you're showing and the way that you were able to play, able to adjust as a rookie, and then a little level of naivety, which is awesome, that you don't realize how big of an accomplishment and how big of a role you played in that accomplishment is. And I think you will eventually get to that point. A lot of these videos, Coop, have come out about some of the speeches given by the veterans before the game. I've been in that meeting before. For you, what was it like for Jalen and Saquon and Chauncey and all those guys to get an opportunity to speak to the entire team and talk about what the Super Bowl moment meant to them before the game?
It gave me chills, damn near made me emotional. Just watching those guys up there talking about their experience last time and the way it made them feel. You hear Jalen talk and Saquon every once in a while, and BG, but those other guys, like you don't hear them like talk like that or get emotional, get up in front of the team and say things like that. So I think it just inspired me. Like even though it was the night before the game, like I was ready to go, ready to play right at that moment. Just seeing how last game, made those guys feel and not wanting them to feel that again. And I think everybody knew. Like we knew what we had, we knew who we are as a team, and we didn't think, it was going to be close, at all. As long as we played our game and did what we've been doing all year, we knew we should win this game by a large margin. And that's what we did. And I think that really inspired a lot of the guys in that meeting room, just seeing those guys get up there and talk and seeing the guys get emotional about how much this game means to them and how hard it is, to get to that point. Because me, it's my first year. I don't know anything else besides, going all the way to the Super Bowl and winning it. So it was cool to see those guys kind of come out of their shell from what you usually see around the locker room and see them get emotional and talk about their journey.
Listening to you say that, Saquon said, I don't care how many times they've been there, they've never seen a team like us. And he said, they can't fuck with us. When he said it, then that wasn't just a speech or rah-rah. Y'all truly believe that the two-time defending champion couldn't play with y'all going into that game?
Absolutely. I think that's what was on everybody's mind. We talked about all year, like, every game's about us, and what we do on the football field, because we know the talent that we have offensively and what we've done defensively, since the bye week. We just talk about every game's about us, and if we go out there and play our game the way we know how and with the guys that we got, like it shouldn't be close with anybody.
Cool, but what the inspiration's one side of the ball, then there's the X and O side. Y'all are getting ready for 2 weeks. Did you know Vic Fangio wasn't gonna blitz nan time? It had to be a time and breakdown with y'all like, so we're not sending anybody ever? That was, honestly, it's crazy. That was the first game I've ever watched where no one blitzed for an entire 4 quarters.
Yeah, we had put a new blitz in. We ran some blitzes throughout the week, but I didn't know that we weren't going to blitz all game. Like I figured there'd be 1 or 2 at least, just based on the situation of the game. But if you watch it, we didn't really have to. Like those guys up front. Yeah. They were doing their work. Those guys, Jordan Davis, Nolan Smith, Sweat, BG even was in there running around. Those guys, Jalen Carter. Those guys are monsters. And makes it easy on us in the back end. When you got guys like that up front, we don't have to rush. We can play zone, play our match coverage, and let those guys go to work.
How do you pronounce your hometown?
Odie
Odie.
Yeah.
Going back to Odie, when did you realize that the NFL was a potential dream that could actually come true?
As a young kid, I was always, competitive, wanted to win. I feel like I was always on that another level compared to the kids in my era, because I'm from a small town, just under 1,000 people, so not many Division I athletes come from there. Really, even going into high school, I didn't know if I'd be able to play college sports. I thought I was going to be a basketball player going into high school, and football just kind of took off for me. And then I got an offer from Iowa. Was my only FBS offer that I had, coming out of high school, and that was my dream school, and that's where I wanted to play. Going there, I didn't even know if I could play there, to be honest. Coming from a small town, small school, I haven't really played any big time competition. So going there, my first year played on special teams and got some reps on defense a little bit. And then the year after that was kind of when it took off for me, when I kind of had that realization that playing in the NFL might be possible. Went through my sophomore year, had a good year there, and then my junior year I ended up getting hurt at the end of the season. So that made it tough on me whether to decide to come out or not. I decided to, and it's worked out.
Based on 2 stereotypes would make you a walking contradiction. 1, I saw your high school highlights. I didn't see a 3-pointer. Most of the times they say white men can't jump, white men can't play cornerback. But I saw your highlights. and you were dunking all over the place. You weren't shooting the three ball, but you were dunking on everybody. And you're a hell of a cornerback. The athleticism, like the hard work, like what did you do in your youth years to develop your skill set?
So when I was a young kid, all I did was run around and play sports and go to the playground, do things like that, just staying active. My life's always been all sports, you know, and my parents, you know, they knew that's what I loved, and you know, they taught me that I needed to work hard. You know, if I had dreams that I wanted to accomplish, you know, I had to work hard at those things. So there was a lot of sacrifices growing up that I made to be able to push myself to get to this point. It wasn't easy, and you know, I hope, you know, coming where I come from, you know, that I inspire, you know, those kids back home.
For sure.
From my community, though, that, you know, we're from a small town, but like, you put the work in each and every day, in the gym, on the football field, whatever it is, you know, you put that work in, like, you can go as far as you want.
You, are you fighting for equality? You see? No, RC shirt, man, it's just funny to me. Like, but the friend's question is weird. It's like, the white boy. Oh, damn, the white boy. Like, your name is known, and it's like, oh, that fire-ass white young dude that played for the Eagles. Like, just that, have you had that your whole life? Because in Odie Bolt,
They all look like him in Odie
I would
Bolt.
guess you're Odie Bolt's finest.
They all look like him, though.
And then you go to Iowa. And, you know, Iowa has some black dudes on the team. Obviously, Iowa a good ball club. But it's just at every level of football has everybody been like, damn, the white boy. I just had a conversation on a barbershop. Who was the last white corner? Man, Jason Sehorn. Man, Jason Sehorn was a goddamn safety. We sit and argue about you now. My kids know your name when I say we're doing
By the way,
who that?
Jason Sehorn, who was my teammate, Riley Moss, who went to Iowa, was the first white corner to get an interception since Jason Sehorn.
Jason Sehorn is 73 years old. you get tired of that. It's always, like, you're just not a great corner. And it usually goes the other way. That's why I laugh.
Yeah.
You're just not a great corner. You're a great white corner. You're just not a great athlete. Man, that white dude can dunk. It's like, what's his name? Mac McClung just do it.
Yeah.
It's amazing that this white boy can jump over a car. He's an athlete. Just let him jump over the car. Do you get tired of that?
I think I don't know if I get tired. I kind of got used to it by now. It's kind of what's come with it, I guess. Me being white and playing corner. It's kind of what's came with all of it, you know. And Riley did it before me. You know, he got drafted third round and the year before me. So, and I played with him at Iowa. So, I mean, I never really, you know, doubted myself because I was a white guy playing corner. You know, I kind of, and it never really crossed my mind when I started playing, because I came in as a safety and then I got moved to corner, and it never really crossed my mind, you know, that I was a white guy playing corner. It was just me going out there and playing ball, you know. So
Growing up in Odie Bolt, and what was it, OABCIG?
Yeah.
What the hell does that stand for?
it's 4 towns put into one. So Odie Bolt, Arthur, Battle Creek, Ida Grove. 4 towns put into one high school.
So with 4 towns put into one, Cooper, y'all was still 1A?
Yeah, so we went back and forth. My junior year, we were 2A. My senior year, we were 1A.
Well, you were a 3-sport star, right? Basketball, track, football. And you do all of these things, and you end up going from Odie Bolt to Iowa, where it is more diverse. And then you in Philly, you know? And you're not only in Philly, but you're a defensive back in Philly. And Philly has the super fan of super fans. Cool. Gilly the Kid, right? He's the king now. So when I see you after the game, bro, and your parents meet Gilly, and he's hugging your parents screaming, he's a legend. What is the moment like, man, where you're like on the field celebrating the Super Bowl with Gilly, and Gilly is telling your parents that rookie corner Cooper DeJean, one of the best nickels in football, is a legend?
It's crazy. Gilly's crazy, first of all. No, he's a good dude. No, but just to hear him say that, I think he's been here his whole life, Philly. So hear him say that is pretty cool. He's been watching Eagle football for a long time. To hear him say that, is crazy to think about. I don't think it really crossed my mind when he said it, to be honest, to my parents. But he even gave me the nickname the Caucasian cornerback. So that's cool too. I'll take that one.
He's fighting for your life.
But Gilly's crazy. He's been awesome. Really supportive. He's been a great guy to get to know.
When your parents walked off, did they go, Cooper, who's that?
Nah, they do him.
Why'd they have that voice?
Because they're from Odebo. Tell they from Odebo. I'm just gonna tell a quick story, right? So I hate that you're sitting there, because normally when I sit with Super Bowl champions on this show, I like to be on the same side of the room as they are. Because there are certain things that you and I know that we share that they don't. They don't know what it's like to have 2 weeks to plan for the biggest game in the world, and even less to win it, Only you and I share that.
I already talked about this.
What we don't share is I ain't getting no pick. Let me tell you about my interception story in the Super Bowl, cool? So you get 2 weeks, right? So every time we're playing the Packers, it's the second Super Bowl I'm in, every time Greg Jennings is at 3, he runs the seam, right? Because they expect it to be on the backer, especially if we too high. So I said, man, if we go too high and they 3-by-1 with Greg Jennings there, I'm going to lock the corner, I'm going to still hang in the half, and I'm going to go pick off this seam. So here it is, dog, 25-yard line. I say, oh, it's it. So I lock Ike Taylor, I hang, bro. I even open up this way first, so Aaron eyes me, and then he gets right to Greg Jennings. This is it. I already planned it. I had signed a little joint that said Disney World, you know what I mean? Because you got to sign it in case you get the MVP. I was like, this is it. I'm finna go 90 yards in the Super Bowl after a pick. We win. It's me. I'm at Disney World. Take the kids, everything. It's fire, right? So, man, I get over there, cool. He throw it right over my hands, touchdown, catch it in front of Troy, right? So now I'm sick, because now I know forever they're going to show that play, right? I wasn't even supposed to be there, though, cool. This is me doing extra. So, man, next drive, they get a timeout. Man, Aaron Rodgers walking off the field, Coop, and go, 2-5. So I turned around, he go, tss, right? And people say that's why I don't like him, but that's not true. I like Aaron Rodgers, fine. But I do want to ask you, bro, one, y'all played the play perfectly. It's a sprint out. Chauncey gets the corner. Oren is rapping to the quarterback. You fall back in, you get the pick, bro. You run, you score. At that point, what's going through your mind?
I was trying to catch my breath. I had all this excitement and adrenaline. It's already the Super Bowl, so you're already, you got all that, energy built up. I was trying to catch my breath. I don't know if I really realized, how big of a moment it was, at that time. Hearing Saquon, I don't know if you guys seen that mic'd up, what Saquon said to me.
What'd he say?
It was something about being a big player. I forget what exactly it was, but he said something to me, and that was pretty cool. I got, that's when I kind of realized, that was a pretty big moment in that game. Really, if you look at that play, everything played out perfectly. It was a sprint out. Zach Bond ran to the flat, which is, we're playing quarters coverage, so they were in a bunch, ran like a box. So it was a sprint out, and they had 4 guys flooding that side of the field. So Zach Bond ran through, allowed me to fall back inside, and Orem was wrapping around and put pressure on the quarterback. And I just had to catch the ball first. I dropped a couple earlier this season, so luckily I caught it there in the Super Bowl. Took it back to the house. But it was a cool moment, especially watching it back now on video. It's crazy.
You caught the booty of the ball, too.
I know. I almost dropped it. It almost snuck right out of my arm. Snuck right out of my arm.
Coop, you mentioned Saquon. I'm a huge fan of Saquon. And I wanted to ask you your welcome to the NFL moment, because you would arrive here to Philly same year as Saquon, team full of stars. You look around, you have a team full of stars. But I want to go back to the mic'd up. I heard he and Jalen speaking about, Jalen said he was the missing piece of the puzzle that got you guys here. What's your thoughts on Saquon? Having seen him play for the Giants, now you arrived the same year, your teammates, just going through the season, how he is as a leader, as a player. I just want to hear your thoughts having to be on the opposite side of him every day in practice.
Yeah. First off, he's one of the best leaders I've been around, ever in my football career, because he's such everybody sees him as this amazing player, on the field, but off the field, he's such a down-to-earth guy. I remember when I first got there, So I was just a quiet guy walking around, trying to get my feet wet, figure out my way around the building. And he was a guy who every day would always check up on me, make sure I was good. So that was awesome. Just such a you see him as a superstar, when you first get in there, and then seeing him just like as a normal dude, asking how you're doing, things like that was cool. I'm glad I don't have to face him in a game though. He's done some stuff on the football field that probably won't ever be done again. The backwards hurdle that he made is probably the greatest football play I've ever seen. But just watching him and what he does, and what he does for our offense, because it opens up so much stuff for our offense when you got a running back like him. Catch the ball out of the backfield, run the ball the way he does with our O-line up front, and then it opens up the passing game. And then you got A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, those guys on the outside. I don't know if you're a defense how you really stop that, to be honest. But Saquon's an amazing dude, amazing football player as well. So it's been fun to watch.
I never thought this would be a thing on the pivot. We're actually going to have 2 Iowa Hawkeyes back to back, right?
Tristan Wirfs,
Tristan.
right? Yeah.
We had Tristan on the show, and Tristan made a very big claim when it came to you and Saquon. What Tristan said was, hey, I know everybody loves Saquon, and he has all these amazing track measurables and statistics, but he said Cooper DeJean had a faster, 100?
Yeah.
And he said you had a longer long jump. Tristan saying that you are a better athlete than Saquon Barkley? It's just the numbers, Coop.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm a better athlete. Maybe I'm faster. I don't know. We might need to get a race in.
It's not maybe. Did you outran him?
I think I ran like a 10.6 in the 100 was my fastest. I don't know what Saquon's was.
10.7.
Yeah, I ran 10.6. And did he do long jump too?
That's the thing I don't know, but to Tristan's defense, it depends on the definition of athlete. But you're a 3-sport athlete.
Yeah.
Running backs most of the time only know how to play running back. And with those thighs on Saquon, I don't think he did many other sports other than track and football.
Yeah. I haven't seen him hoop or I've seen him play golf. He's getting better at golf. He's got a little work to do, just like me. But we play golf together. He's a solid golfer. I don't want to make any claims that I'm a better athlete or not.
I mean, Coop, listen, I'm just talking about the numbers and the measurables, you know. Nothing about who's the better athlete. Fred made that a bigger thing. I just wanted you to know.
That's what Tristan did,
I just
right?
wanted you to know that Tristan stood up for you, bro, and he showed love.
Why do I assume that you're a great golfer?
It's tough when you can only play however many months out of the year.
Yeah.
You got like 6 months you're playing football, so you can't really play golf. But last summer I think I was like a 10 handicap at the end of the summer. I'm trying to get back there this off season. Hopefully I can. I'm trying to break 75 this off season.
Damn.
In 18 holes. I've gotten down to.
He's an athlete.
about
My
80,
name,
so.
Fred. I just try to get into double digits. Give me old 98, I'm good to go. But speaking of athletes, because you brought up AJ and Devonta, even just in your division, I want to bring up everybody. You got CD, you got Scary Terry, you got Neighbors, you got all those dudes, like, coming from Iowa. You weren't playing guys like that. And to step on the field with them dudes every day at practice, because like you said, you don't see Saquon too much. But I'm sure you got to go see AJ in the slot sometimes, and Devonta and all them. Like, what was that transition from? Because you're athletic, but it's different just being fast and quick and being able to cover the top receivers in the world.
I think when I first got here, I was a little starstruck, lining up against those guys. I was a little too nervous. I wasn't being myself. So those guys were working me out there on the field. So once I got comfortable and like you realize like these guys are just like me. Like these guys are athletic dudes who play football just like I do. They're gonna make mistakes, and so then I think my confidence just grew over time, and I just was lining up like, all right, let's do it. Let's line it up. It's me and A.J. Brown. Let's just go at it. Whoever was in the slot. But those guys made me better. Throughout the course of training camp and throughout the season, when the first part of the season when I was on the scout team, going up against those guys, I think it really gave me the confidence. Like I can really do this. Like I can play. And start for this team. And it helped me. I think when I did start after week 5, got out there and, just allowed me to play confident.
There's a clip, super intelligent football analyst works in the NFL that said during the bye week that I felt like the answer to all the slot problems in Philadelphia was already in the building. I could have been right, could have been wrong. Turns out I was extremely right. Obviously paying attention to the news, your first preseason game wasn't like that though.
Hell no.
Talk to me a little bit about, because you have the injury at Iowa, you hurt a hammy training, and then was it the last preseason game?
Yeah.
You played the last preseason game.
It was ugly.
And my draft predictions wasn't looking good, man. Talk a little bit about that game.
Yeah, it was ugly. It was ugly. I mean, it was my first time back in a game since I broke my leg, and then I had the hammy. I mean, it was probably one of the worst games I've ever put on tape. My DB coach would say the same thing. He'd tell me all the time, like Coach CP, he'd tell me that that's probably one of the worst nickel performances he's ever seen in a game. Just joking around. That's what he'd tell me. Ever since that, since I started starting and growing as a player. But yeah, it's crazy to watch that game and just to see how much I've grown. Over the past 20-some weeks. Throughout the season, and going back, if I watched that game, I probably want to just shut it off right at the first play and not even watch it because it was ugly. But I just had to continue to grow, and that's what I did. I think sitting out those first 4 weeks probably helped me, a lot. Just going up against those guys in practice, getting more comfortable in the defense, and just growing my confidence so I was ready for week 6.
Fast forward that to the start against Cleveland. How ready were you for that start? How confident were you that you could end up playing as well as you did that day and then continuing to get better to obviously the interception in the Super Bowl?
So I think I was really confident. I think going through the first 4 weeks in practice, like just getting more comfortable in the defense, I think helped me a lot to be ready for that moment. I was confident going into that game, just waiting on my chance to get in there and try and make an impact on our defense. Kind of just kept growing over time, every single week since that game. I feel like I've gotten better and better each week.
You have like these teammates that have kind of become, especially once you win it, like they become like these mythical creatures. Your quarterback, who I communicate with, and he older than me, bro. Like, maybe not in age and physical ability, but in spirit, he's the oldest human in the world that plays football professionally.
Yeah.
And it's so funny, they did like the Disney World thing, and they were asking him questions, and he wasn't even fun.
No.
Like he's, you know what I'm saying? Like normally like people play along with that junk and answer it. They asked him at media day, hey, who you think won the beef? And he was something like, oh man, I'm an old soul. I listen to like Teddy Pendergrass. You know what I mean? I don't even know who that is. When you are on the other side of the ball, but talk a little bit about Jalen's focus, Jalen's leadership, and how his sort of demeanor, characteristics, and personality as the quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles helped you guys get to the pinnacle of the sport.
Being the quarterback, everybody's watching you. So, just the way he carries himself, throughout this whole season, I don't know, you could probably count on one hand how many times I saw him smile in the locker room. He's just been extremely focused throughout the whole season. Ever since I got here, and just seeing that, especially as a young guy, like just watching him and see the way he works after practice, the extra work that he puts in the weight room. Seeing that as a young guy, I think you see that what it takes, to be great. And I think that's, helped our team, throughout this whole season, just stay focused. Because everybody knew the goal, everybody had been there. Well, most of the guys had been there, been to the Super Bowl, and had that feeling of that loss. You could just see, the focus and determination in him, throughout this whole season. And I think it carried over and rubbed off on a lot of guys in our locker room, just to stay focused no matter how big of a win we had during the season, or even if we had a loss, just to stay focused because we all knew what the end goal was.
Talking about being great and carryover. The Eagles hired Nick Sirianni in 2001 after Coach Doug Peterson. He traded away Carson Wentz. People thought it was crazy that you traded away the guy who took you to your third Super Bowl and eventually won. Traded him away for Jalen Hurts. Obviously, we know the story behind that. He challenges the Eagles fans. He's fiery. You know, that relationship with the players, what makes Coach Sirianni as good as he is? Actually, what makes him great? Because he's gone to 2 Super Bowls in 4 years, right? What makes him great?
I think just his passion, that he has. Everybody sees his passion that he has for the game and for our team, and what he stresses, the details within the game. We sit in every single team meeting after every practice and go over the littlest details, whether it's ball handling, tucking the ball away, getting the wrist lock when you're carrying the ball, me catching punts, whatever it is, alignments, motion, different things like that. Just going over those things, and I think that's really what makes our team great is our detail and everything that we do, and that's what he preaches and talks about every single meeting. There hasn't been a meeting that's gone by that he hasn't talked about those things. You add that on top of his passion for winning and for our team and for his willingness to get better. I think is what makes him such a great coach. And he makes our locker room fun. And he preaches, being able to connect. Because it's tough when you're in the NFL and everybody's got kids and families and everybody's going home, going their separate ways, and you're not really hanging out outside the building like you are in college, where you have your roommates who are on the football team. So really making it like a college environment, I think, within our locker room and in our building, has gone a long way for our team as well.
Is there a nugget or anything that he shared with you personally that helped you, transition to the game or give you more confidence so you can go out there and be the player and person you are?
I think really just what he talks about, it's about us. Like every game's about us as a team. I've never heard that from a coach. Just focusing on what we can do each and every week to get better and what we do throughout the game with the talent that we have. And we do what we do on the field and we play the way we know how. Like Saquon said, nobody can mess with us on the field.
You a good-looking dude. I done seen you like to come out with your shirt up. You got the abs and all that stuff. Very articulate. Smart young man. And now you're a Super Bowl, like you said, Gilly said it, like a legend. Like everybody's gonna remember that pick 6. How has the social life changed in the last 12 months? Because I know them girls throwing it.
Chan. You gotta ask it the right way. You gotta say, Cooper, how does Steph feel now that you're a young sex symbol?
Hey, Cooper, how does Steph feel now that you're a young sex symbol?
There you go.
Yeah, she's been a trooper. She's been handling a lot, going through a lot, but she's been there every step of the way. Been supporting me. I met her back in college, so she's been there for me, which I appreciate and I need. Throughout this crazy time, my phone's been blowing up, especially after the Super Bowl. It's almost hard to even go on my phone anymore just because, everything that's going on, getting tagged in a bunch of stuff and things like that. But no, she's been a trooper. She's been there for me, so I appreciate her for that.
Because I always say, I really enjoy the fortune of football. I didn't much like the fame.
Yeah.
Like everybody talking to you everywhere you go and all that stuff. Like now you're famous. I don't want to say overnight, but it's been a big transition. Like I said, when I told people why I'm flying to Philly, oh really? Like people sit up in their chair when they hear your name now. Yeah. So it has to be like you said, a tough transition. So your lady, your parents, I'm sure, Jason and Katie, they've been through, they're going through it with you. But man, that fame's a bitch sometimes.
It's been tough a little bit. Just like going out and going places, and sometimes you just want to, enjoy your time, out and go do things that you want to do, with your people. But I understand that it's what comes with it. But there are those times where you just want to, sit back and relax and, with your people and, do things that normal humans do. That's what comes with it. So
We'll come chill with you in Odie boat.
yeah.
Not going to Odie Boat. Hey,
ain't going to Odie Boat?
there's a reason we shot today. 'Cause when I was talking to Kyle, I was like, when is he going to Iowa? So I was like, we got to catch him before he get there. I was like, I'm not catching them 4 flights to get there. Man,
A river or a pond or something in Odie boat. I don't know what you do there.
There's a little creek. That's about it. That's a little town.
like Channing kind of hit on it in a joking way. Obviously, when I watch you and Reed wear the shirt to the game, I just tweeted because I'm truly a huge fan of your game. I was like, man, I need to get one of those shirts. Dude drove it up to me at NFL Films on the Tuesday. I was like, hell yeah, I'll wear it. I mean, I didn't know we have this moment. We talked a little bit about you saying, I don't necessarily look at myself as a white corner. I'm just a corner, which you are, right? And I think when it comes to you getting paid, when it comes to you earning your position, all of those things are strictly based on your performance. Now, there's also an affinity that black people have for white people who do things that white people normally can't do, right? For instance, if you go to the party or the cookout or just a regular dance where black people are and you can really dance, we're gonna love you.
Yeah.
Period. It's how it works. If you can hoop, we're gonna love you, right? And so you do have like this thing that is different about you that makes you in some ways special without you even trying. When you guys decided that y'all were gonna wear this shirt, because your agent asked me a very interesting question. He goes, do you think it's too much? He's like, what is your thought on it? I say, my thought on it is like, our culture, love him for it because he can do something that not a lot of people that are like him do now. The game has changed. When you get on the mic and they go, Reed and Cooper, the exciting whites, and I can't remember which one of y'all was, like, hold on, wait a minute. Yeah. You know what I mean? What has it been like, though, to sort of be, one, identified, but also sort of become a folk legend based on the fact that you're a white dude from Odie Boat that can flat out play a position that folks like you don't normally get drafted to play anymore?
It's been crazy. I've been getting a lot of love, and I appreciate that. Like me and Reed with those shirts, we had to ask a bunch of people to make sure it was all good because we didn't know how I would come across. But we got the okay and kind of blew up. I said this already, but I just go out there and play ball. Like I don't really think about, it's me being a white guy playing corner. I feel like everybody on social media and people around the world make it a bigger deal than I think it is. So I mean, to me, it's just me going out there playing ball. And Kyle, he wasn't a fan of the whole exciting whites thing.
That's your agent?
He's not. Yeah. He's not. He wasn't really a fan of it, but it's kind of caught on a little bit. I just try to go out there and play ball, really. I mean, I don't know how to answer.
What about that relationship with Reed, though?
Yeah.
Like, you guys do seem close. You are extremely quiet, and you do need people that can help bring you out. You mentioned Saquon. Like, I just know, like, my closest friends were in the room. Ike Taylor, Troy Polamalu, Brian McFadden. Like, we all became family kind of before the rest of the team became family. Having, Reed around and being able to develop that closeness, how did that help you early on in transitioning from Iowa to Philly?
Helped me a lot. He, he kind of brought me in and just made sure I was good because, like you said, I was a quiet guy coming in, and he was always checking up on me, making sure I was good. Like even outside the building, like we live pretty close to each other, so we were hanging out outside the building, playing golf, doing whatever it was. So it was good to have, a guy like him just bring me in and allow me to get comfortable. And me and Q were pretty close too, so having him there, being two rookies, helped a lot. And just coming in and learning together, and learning how to be NFL players coming in. So those two guys really helped me along, and just growing and with everybody in the locker room.
In the air tonight, Phil Collins, Lose Yourself, Eminem, and What More Can I Say, Jay-Z, was always the songs I chose to get me locked in. If I can pass you the aux cable or ask you to put your playlist on the radio for the locker room, what would be the top 3 songs that you play to get you locked in to get ready?
Top 3 songs? On my pregame playlist, there's a song called Good Day. I forget who it's by.
Forrest,
Yes. I listen to that.
my favorite song.
I listen to Piano Man by Billy Joel.
Yeah.
I listen to like relaxing music because so it kind of keeps me calmed down.
Forrest and Billy Joel.
Any side A in there?
I listen to Long Journey by Rod Wave. Those are probably
Rod Wave, dope.
my top 3 songs on my pregame playlist.
Don't grab the aux cord then. Cause Jalen Carter gonna choke the hell out of you.
His name, by the way, Chan, his name is Forrest Frank.
Huh?
His name is Forrest Frank. He's a
Forrest
gospel
Frank
singer.
and Billy Joel Cyrus. Who
Not
is
Billy
these
Joel
people?
Cyrus.
It's Billy
man.
Ray Cyrus.
That's
Miley
the
Daddy.
crazy girl daddy.
He just want to listen to Young Jeezy and somebody from Atlanta. He's not like Coach.
Ain't no more playing
After
GA. I
that,
love
that's
you,
it.
Hey, cool.
Troy.
If you have the aux, I would at least be singing with you, bro.
That's
'cause
my pregame playlist. So I could go anywhere. I could go country. I could go hip hop. Whatever you need. I got it.
Why you try to pigeonhole my dog into a box, man? We talk about just that moment.
You yell Forrest. He
That's his
brings
name,
up
Forrest Frank.
Billy Joel Cyrus. I don't know these people.
So I want to ask you a question though about fashion. So I think this is my opinion. I think Devontae's the best dressed person on your team. Devontae Smith, game day.
Yeah.
Right? I think he's clean. What I loved about what you did for the Super Bowl was you wore your high school letterman, and on your cleats, it had your area code. Then there's an arrow pointed to the Philadelphia area code.
Yeah.
I thought it was really cool because it's like the small town kid who still behaves in that way, but plays this big game, is now on the biggest stage representing where he's from. Why was it important to you to make sure your hometown was represented on what was the most important life of your athletic career?
Yeah, I take a lot of pride in where I come from. So being a small town kid, I take a lot of pride in that, and being able to play on the biggest stage. Why not represent, where I'm from? Everybody can kind of figure out, where Odie Iowa is and what, ABCIG High School is. So it was just awesome for me to be able to represent them and wear that jacket. I knew everybody back home would be watching, so get everybody excited back home and just to wear that on my cleats, just because it means a lot coming from a small town and to be able to not only go Division I, but then make it to the NFL after 3 years in college. It's a lot of emotion coming from there. Being able to do this and the support that I get from back home, it's just amazing to see, to be able to inspire those people back home. It's awesome for me. I'm just glad I get to. Hopefully, I'm doing it the right way, and I hope those kids back home are looking up to me, and I hope I can, put on a good show for them every time I step on that field.
I didn't expect that. That was, yeah, because you've been real chill, man. That was real. I watched the highlight. Number 1, right? Late game heroics. Runs to the left, cuts it back all the way back across the field, scores a touchdown. We've seen big punt returns. We've seen all these huge plays that led to you getting drafted. And then it was sort of like throughout the season, like we could see it, you'd say it, but you know how it is, man. It's such a difference between 4th and 1 tackle on Jamar Chase in week 6, which was huge, or a 4th and 1 breakup and a pick 6 in the Super Bowl. So I don't really feel like you've been able to digest it. So this is what we're gonna do here. This is gonna be a Pivot original. We're gonna let you watch it. And I just want you to take me through what you're seeing. I think even in the clip, Saquon tells you, he's like, you're gonna have one better than that. So I want you to be able to check it out for yourself and really take it in, since you don't look at your phone.
It is 3rd and 16. Back goes Mahomes. He's rushing. He's looking. It's intercepted. It's intercepted.
I did catch it back of the ball.
To the 25. Down the far side is
I don't even know if there was anything going through my mind in this moment, just trying to get in the end zone. I didn't have any celebration. It was kind of a weak celebration after. I was just running around. I didn't know what to do. I wish I had a better celebration than what I did, because that would have been. Me and Q had one planned, and we had talked about it, but.
What was it?
We were gonna do the Shawn Michaels Sweet Chin Music celebration at the end, because we've been doing. He's like a big WWE guy for some reason, and I mean, I used to watch it when I was a kid, so I mean, we had done the pedigree, the Triple H pedigree. I botched that. That one was on me. We were gonna try and get back with the Sweet Chin Music, but I was just running around like.
Have you ever seen Nick Sirianni's reaction to that?
Yeah. That was pretty cool to see too.
Yeah.
Seeing how excited he was, his facial expressions after the play, it was awesome.
Hey, Coop, I'm curious. Your greatest moment since, I guess, hearing your name called on draft day to, throughout the season, maybe a moment in the locker room, a moment in the playoff, maybe the pick six, maybe the confetti, maybe the parade. I don't know. What's your greatest moment in the past year?
One of my favorite moments was after the Super Bowl. My parents were down on the field with me, and we were up on the stage taking pictures and stuff. My dad had said to me, because on draft night I was disappointed not going first round. That's where I thought I was going to go. Then dropping to the second round, but ended up in Philadelphia. And he said to me after the Super Bowl, when the confetti's coming down, just think about how disappointed you were on draft night, and now here you are in the Super Bowl, and you got a pick six, and you're a Super Bowl champion. So that was a pretty cool moment for me, just hearing that from him. And also someone took a video of him when I got my pick six, his reaction, because my dad is always like a humble, preaching me to be humble and never really, he'd tell me good job, good game, all that stuff. But I'd never seen him get that excited about a play that I made before. So seeing that video was pretty cool too.
There's a fable called Maybe So, Maybe Not. We'll see. When things happen in the moment, you don't really understand it. Yeah. And eventually, at some point down the road, it hits you, and that was one of those moments.
Absolutely.
So I guess to end it then, that would be my question. Would you trade being drafted in the first round?
No, I wouldn't. No.
There you go.
Not to give up a Super Bowl, no.
Yeah.
No.
I love what you said about representing a small town and being from a small town and hoping to inspire. I think we all have dreams and aspirations. Freddie T was a top 10 pick. Chan was All-American, twice over, drafted. I was an undrafted dude, And so my dreams looked so much different than I think other people's dreams. I was kind of like, man, I just want to make the team. I want to be a special team starter. I want to start, and I had all of these goals and dreams that changed. In your wildest dreams, could you ever have imagined the kid in Odebo that walked into, OAB, CIG as a freshman hooper would have, at the age of 22, accomplish what you just finished accomplishing this year?
No, I mean, if you would have told me that back in high school, I would have thought you were crazy. I mean, all I wanted to do was to play in college, play a sport in college. I didn't know what it was. I wanted to just be able to continue to play sports at the next level. Never really, I had a dream of playing professionally, but I didn't know if it was possible coming from a small town, and I didn't know if I'd be able to go Division I, play at that level. I would have thought you were crazy if you told me that. I'd be sitting here with you guys, on this podcast right now. And I was a Super Bowl champ at 22 years old. It's just crazy to think about. You know, God works in mysterious ways, and you know, he has a plan for me. And I'm gonna continue to follow that and follow him. So, you know, hopefully we can get back to work here soon, and try and chase another one.
Man, I love that. Did you have a neighbor named Travis Barnes? He was the head of recruiting. He said that you had a neighbor that told him you have to watch this Cooper DeJean kid when he was a freshman. And when you signed, what was it, 2021?
Yeah. Yep.
He actually, the guy from Iowa, I can't remember his first name.
I think it was Travis.
Yeah, he apologized. He apologized to your neighbor because he said he was right. You know what I mean? You did end up being all the things that he thought you could be.
Yeah.
And so, man, like, congratulations.
Thank you.
It's an amazing accomplishment to win a Super Bowl. But I think you already know the work just started.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy it, have some fun, play some golf, enjoy Adi boat while you can, but more will be expected of you the next year.
Absolutely.
Man, we just appreciate you taking the time to sit with us, you know, during such a busy time in life.
Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you,
Appreciate
bro.
it.
Yeah, and I bet you can buy a big-ass house in Holyfield, can't you?
Good to meet you, brother.
Cool. Big fan.
Cool, when'd
man.
you start
Much
dunking?
respect.
6.
When I was a freshman in high school.
You was a freshman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big
So
fun,
once you learned how to dunk, you was like F shooting it, huh?
I can still shoot a little.
No, they've been having a lot of highlights.
I
I ain't seen you shoot 80 jumpers.
That's what I was talking about, the J, right?
I ain't seen you shoot
what's your
80
measurables,
jumper,
Scoop?
dog. There he is.
What's going on? What's going on?
What up, man?
Oh, man.
What up, man?
How you good,
I knew you was gonna have something. I didn't know you right.
What up, boy?
What's up?
What's good, man? Good to see you. Good to see you, man.
Back at the crib.
Yeah.
I have a question. How difficult is it to not get to go play golf every week?
You know what? That's a great question. I would say typically it's damn near impossible. But at this point, like every year when I start getting into football like mine, like when I get out of the season, I'm so ready to decompress and drop, like especially what I've been dealing with. But usually I'm like ready to jump straight into golf. And then once I get to that, I'm like not trying to look at no tape. I don't want to do nothing.
Right.
And then once I get in football mode, I'm not even like, I don't even feel the itch at all to go golf no more, bro. It's weird. It's like a scientific thing that happened with my body. And I just don't even really trip off golfing like
The
that.
voice you hear, the face you see is Devontae Adams. To me, future Hall of Famer, Los Angeles Rams now, wide receiver. This is Fred Taylor. This is Channing Crowder. I'm Ryan Clark. Pivot fam, thank y'all for pivoting with us on the training camp tour. Man, you know, I got an opportunity to chop it up with you this offseason. And the one thing that stood out for me was your excitement.
Mm-hmm.
And part of that was an opportunity to work with Sean McVay. I just talked to him on the field. I can tell you the feeling is mutual. What is it, Tay, that it excites you so much about this opportunity here with Coach McVay?
Just knowing what he's about. And I think we're backing it up. Just having, anytime you go against somebody enough, I think you develop a certain level of respect, whether it's another player, you know, somebody on the staff over there or whatever. You begin to develop a little bit of a respect or disrespect, depending on the situation. But I think in our case, I had just admired the way he functioned. And I heard so many different things about, you know, there's certain guys, like when I figure out what movie I want to go watch, like I trust certain opinions based off of who I'm talking to, or what we talking about. And there was a lot of people that I value their opinion a lot, and they had nothing but amazing things to say about them. And then you go around, you know, and then the idea of coming here started kind of buzzing. I mentioned it to a few people and talked to a couple of ex-players or, you know, current players, and it was just the same. It was a uniform feeling about them across the board. And I don't know if I've ever come across another person where it was that type of uniformity in relation to how they deal with people, the respect that they give, the respect that they get, you know, from everybody on the outside. So it was really a no-brainer, man. And then you look at obviously the football part. I mean, he's been a mastermind, you know, winning the Super Bowl. I mean, that's only a piece of it, but there's just so many things that you could really go down the list and say this makes sense. And I think we gel together.
You cut into about 3 of my questions. You said all I've been going through. Because I had Vegas to New York to this. What you been going through?
At the end of the day, I speak because people take the way I speak on my situation. Again, I say my situation because it's my own experience, which I would think that I'm at liberty to speak on freely. But that's not always the case, which I understand. Like, I get the Raiders fans, feeling some type of way. The Jets, I feel like it hasn't been as much sourness from them. Obviously, it was a lot shorter stint out there and went to go try it with Aaron, but just having not had the success that I became accustomed to in Green Bay, winning games, that type of feeling that comes with winning games, I didn't really have that for the last few years, and that starts to mess with your mental. And when you've been in this game for a long time, like I have, I'm going on year 12, the money isn't what motivates me to play this game. It's not all the things that you may have thought mattered to you. Money definitely matters in general, but in terms of continuing a 10+ year career, I could call it right now if it was just about bread. We good on that. Mm-hmm. I'm in search of trying to win a Super Bowl, which obviously there's a lot of things that need to happen for that to happen, and that's never a guarantee. But when you come to a place like this where the foundation is set, the staff knows what they're doing, the players are totally bought in. It's a young team and one of the most disciplined groups of people I've ever been around, to the point where it feels like a college or like a De La Salle or something like that. This is a real disciplined football team, and obviously I hope we can put it on tape that way and show it all year. But just based off what I've seen, man, I've been blown away by this experience and what this can present.
There is dudes in this league, when you mention their name, or even when you're in the rooms in the media world that I work in, the word solid always comes up. Solid, great leader, good dude. Mm-hmm. That's what happens with you when people just talk about you away from the field. Your character was in question when the Raiders news broke about the trade and all those things. How difficult was it to have people speaking on you personally that didn't understand what was going on with you in Las Vegas?
Yeah, well, I see that still right now. And it hurts because as a person that's a good guy at heart, you want people to think and feel good things about you at all times, especially when that's who you are, to your core. So it would be a shame if people walk around thinking that I'm some diva or, looking for attention or whatever it is that they think that's not accurate. So it does bother me to a certain extent, but I got to this point in my life by not caring truly what people think about me and not letting that, have any bearing on how I move forward. So again, I'll love if you think good things, but if you can't take a deep enough dive and be realistic enough with even the small amounts of evidence you have about my situation, if you can't take that and make sense of it, why I feel the way I do, or I made the decisions I made, or, certain calls were made, then that's not the opinion that I care about anyway. Like at the end of the day, like if I'm making really bad decisions out there and you got people out here talking bad about me, well then, they justified in feeling these ways. So, at the end of the day, I'm not gonna walk around, with my arms crossed, pissed off at them, because I'm making those decisions. At the end of the day, all I've done is try to find happiness and try to find a way to win and enjoy this game that, I grew up loving and has presented me with so much. So I've been trying to just compliment the game the way it's complimented me. Unfortunately, in order to do so, I've had to detach from certain organizations, and it may have even happened a little nastier than what I would have liked. It was never intended to be anything, malicious or negative. It was always supposed to be a smooth transition, which is why I think that the Raiders one irritates me the most, because that wasn't because of me at all. Having conversations with you, obviously I can have those conversations, and off camera we can really get into the nitty gritty, but doing that on camera just presents a whole nother issue for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, we're definitely respectful of it all, but RC started everything off. He said, potential future Hall of Famer. And I totally 1000% agree with that. In recent years, we've seen the instability in which you were just talking about, right? Do you think that watered down your entire body of work? Because your trajectory was here, right? And then the multiple changes, people start questioning and wondering, what's going on. Do you think those changes watered down your body of work? And with that instability, how do you find internal stability?
Well, I could answer the second part first. I find the internal stability because at the end of the day, there's logical human beings out there like myself that are basing how they feel off of real things. You know what I mean? And when you sit down and I've mentioned this before, I think I talked about it with Shannon on his show, where I said, I would personally love to invest to get this going, where I put however much money we need to put to this, where the fans, everybody on the outside can almost see the way that I'm operating, the way we are operating in the league day in and day out, and then choose your favorite player from there. See how he works, see how he go and abuse players, every single time he get out there. Like, we're not picking and choosing, we putting in real work, which is what has led to the success and why it's grown. And it went from being, young Devontae getting in the league, to this point where, y'all are making, statements like that. It's not by accident. Right. And the reality is, regardless of what the circumstances have been for the past few years, 1-7 has still put it on tape regardless. Last year was, a really, really weird year, but that was 1,100 yards and 8 tugs missing a month and switching teams.
Hey, they get people paid big money too.
Yeah.
That play 17 games.
That right there, if you play 17 games with that average, the average person, that's a breakout year. But now it's Devontae, so now he's on the decline and he's not in his prime. It's all this other shit that is not real. You know what I mean? So again, you can't let emotion trump the work and the body. And I'm not even trying to go off the body. I'm talking about what's happening today. Mm-hmm. Like what's about to happen in an hour when we get out there on that field. Like that type of work, that type of confidence, because that's the way that I prepare. And I vow to only put a certain type of product on tape. So when you go really watch the film, whether that's in practice, like I said, if the world was to be able to just, have a bird's eye view of what I'm doing, they would see that and hopefully respect it if they got any sense. And I'm gonna continue to do that as long as I'm playing. Right. And the moment that I can't go out there, this is how I truly feel. The moment that I cannot go out there and decide when I'm gonna impose my will on somebody, I won't be playing no more, because my pride, like you talk about pride, like my pride too is I got too much of it to get out there and just have somebody putting their hands on me, like, and it's because it was just a one-off. Like if that's what's happening to me, then just tell me, hey Tay, go and tap my shoulder, get up out here.
Turn on the tape is what he's translated. You sound like me. Just turn on the goddamn tape.
That's why these people recording, bro.
Yeah, they record.
That's what my receiver coach, sorry to cut you off, Edgar Bennett. If somebody get out there tripping on tape, they'd be like, I don't know why this boy acting like they ain't recording. Yeah, right. Everything is filmed, bro. It's not one play that I have in my career that you can't go look up. Yeah. And the same all last year, same thing. It was put on tape. Bad circumstances, a lot of lost games in the last 3 years, but it's been a lot of production, and I stand on that.
I say the list. I ain't a big list guy, but you creeping down that list. 32 years old, okay. 12th year.
Now let me ask you this: how many times have those lists? So the first time I wasn't on the list and then I was on it. How did I get on that list?
Bowling.
Did them not have me on it have a bearing on how I went out and played and was able to affect the game?
No,
not at all, and it will never. And that's the type of dude that I am right now. You could tell me you think I'm a horrible father. I'm not gonna go home and beat my kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, or be an amazing dad. I gotta put the action to do whatever it is that to get that accomplished. Yeah. So that's really all that. Like, that's all that drives me is me. I'm chasing myself. I'm not worried about no lists. I'm not worried. I've been on the top of them. I've been off of them. I think I was 112 out of 116 on them PFF lists my second year in the league. And then I was one for however many years straight from there. Yeah. So like that ain't gonna make me go ball, and it ain't gonna make me suck out there either. So. But
when you see them puppies though, them Jamars and them Jettas and them,
I'm rooting for them. I'm rooting for them. At the end of the day, I'm so secure. You know what? The most secure human being that I can think of on the TV media side, this man right here. Mm-hmm. I feel like we connect because of certain qualities like that. Like, that's how I feel like I am in real life. You can say whatever you want. You can even come for me. That don't mean it's gonna get to me. You know what I'm saying?
Line it up.
Line it up. Well, I wasn't even saying that. I'm talking about you could be, you or SVP, whoever could say whatever. That ain't gonna have nothing to do with how I move and go about my business at the end of the day.
Tay, what I love is, before we got cool and got a chance to sit down with you the first time, like, you don't really know a person, right? You could see them talk. We had messaged back and forth, texted a little bit. And then when I got around you, I was like, oh, he just like me. Like, he like us, I get it. And I watched you be quiet. I watched film where you beat doubles and the ball doesn't come to you. I watch plays where you could affect the game, but there's just an impossibility of you getting that opportunity. And I watch the scoreboard in those games. After the game, though, I didn't hear things like, I got to get out of here. I didn't hear things like, they're not getting me the ball. But how frustrating is it to know you're still that Devontae and it'd be an impossibility for you to show the world?
That's a fantastic question, and I'll answer that by saying this. That's the main reason why I felt like I needed to leave the Raiders. It was a childhood dream of mine, and I wish it was another word that goes further than dream, because being from the Bay, all my family being from the Bay, you know, growing up East Palo Alto, being a Raider, like if I would have got drafted to the Raiders, like at that time, obviously I'm more than grateful for my opportunities in Green Bay, but like my family would have literally, I mean, the whole hood, everything would have lost their mind. Me getting an opportunity to go there, like that was crazy. I thought it was over. Like once I was 8 years in Green Bay, like I didn't know if I could play 8 years, let alone, you know, have a chance to go somewhere, you know, and have an impact on a team like that. So that was the main reason why I felt like I had to get out of there. I can't be in a situation where I'm year 11, 9, 10, 11, whatever it is, and the reason why I'm not getting off is not because of me. I could easily be in year 10, whatever plus, and Father Time come get me, because that's natural. That's going to happen, and I'm not going to always be able to play the way that I can play now or whatever the case may be. But let it be because of that, not because of any other external factors. This game is too hard. It's too many variables, so I try to be the control variable as much as possible, right? Get open every time, you know, hold my teammates accountable, do what I can individually to make sure that this whole thing can work. Because when I run a comeback and I get open, catch the ball, it ain't just because I beat my guy. It's because they held up. The ball, he looked at me, he threw it to me accurately, all these things that come together. So I started feeling like a sense of helplessness, I guess you could say, where typically when I'm walking around warm-ups, I'm walking around like I own that place. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I can see people looking at me and I love it. Like that type of attention and you know, like one of the DC for the Raiders used to walk by and warm up, slap my hand every time and say, box office, they came to see you. And when he was just say that shit would just get like my blood going, bro, to the point where I was like, I need to go sit down somewhere, bro. You know what I'm saying? So like that's my whole mindset, is I just want to be able to be me until, you know, he decided, not anybody else.
I love Channing mentioned a decline on the list, but all I see is an incline. You last year against my old team, you hit 100 career touchdowns. Everybody always do stuff against my team, by the way. But you're climbing up that list, top 10 all time. You and Mike, you guys are racing to the front. How did that feel to eclipse that mark? And you know, where do you go from here?
Well, I ain't gonna lie, I was salty he beat me to it. I was aware of where we were, and I think I was like one above him. Yeah. And then I missed him 3 games, and I was sitting here watching him every game, and this fool just started coming, just getting him. I'm like, damn. But Mike is one of them dudes that I just got so much respect for, man. And
same
I felt
draft class, right? Same class.
And I think we were looked at very similarly until all the drama started happening, and then I started turning into like some dude that, you know, was a diva somehow to the world, whereas 8 years worth of just no drama and everything was just smooth and quiet. And then, you know, the things that happened, life happened, the league happened to us, and we had to roll with the punches from there. But yeah, it's an awesome thing. Anytime you can be mentioned with the greats, and anytime you look at a list and you recognize every name around you, and those people got jackets on, like that's an amazing feeling. So it allows you to kind of appreciate where you at, but you know, I'm trying to get to 200, even though we ain't gonna get there, but we got it on mind.
But he said we sat down with you, you know, saying a couple years ago, and we kind of, you know what I'm saying, you see a dude, you vibe with a dude, and you cool, you ain't no diva at all. I know some goddamn divas now. You ain't no diva at all, but through everything you were quiet.
Yeah.
So then that's when people paint the picture that they want to paint.
Yeah.
If you would have came out and told your side, even from my side, because I'm sitting back watching it, knowing you, I'm like, no, that ain't, like, y'all telling this dude that, like, he a cool guy.
Yeah.
Why would you stay silent through those times when you do have the avenues, you do have the reach to tell your side of the story?
I personally am not somebody that's looking for validation. So like I say, at the end of the day, I do want you to think good things, but if you're not logical enough to see the things that are glaring, in my opinion, I'm not gonna sit here and just hold a press conference to, apologize and explain. Like at the end of the day, it's my life. It ain't hurting nobody around me or in the world. All the people that got an issue with what's going on and the moves I've had to make, those people have no saying and they have no skin in the game. So at the end of the day, like, why would I explain to you? I explain to my people. All my people know what, all the reasoning that is going into what I've done. But as far as getting on TV or standing in front of the podium and explaining that, like, I'd rather get on here and explain it with y'all and talk about that type of stuff because this is my environment for that, But get on ESPN and trying to tell people that, this and that, like that's not really my style.
Your family is still growing, And I think it's so cool, man, to see your joy in it. Just in following you, it's like off season, it's the golf course and the babies.
Mm-hmm.
What has it been like, man, as you've gotten older in this league, more mature, and starting to understand that that's that true legacy for you? How much did that help when the world outside of your home seemed chaotic?
Yeah, man. I mean, the kids. I think most people that got kids would probably agree with this. It just simplifies so much for you. It goes from you, caring and thinking that certain things matter to where it's almost like something just happens in your body to where you just begin to focus on the things that truly matter, And I felt like I was a secure person, and then once I had kids, it just reinforced all of that. It made it even easier for me to just lock in and make the main thing the main thing. Mm-hmm. And as far as like just golf and family travel, like I was talking to Saquon, I had him like, I think it was the week after they won the bowl, he came out to Vegas and we played Shadow Creek and we was rapping. I remember sitting on hole 13 with him and he asked me on the green, he was like, what would you attribute like your success to? Just like being able to do this at the level you have for so long. And I just said, man, I simplified this. I made it simple where it's so many things that I can't control on the outside and, all of the things that I have to do that maybe some things I do want to do, some things I don't. But me simplifying that and just making it where I know the things that I want to get out and do and then travel, be with my family. I don't have a million hobbies. My brain's not all over the place. It's here. And then when I'm at home, it's there. When I'm on the course, it's there, And I tell my wife, just call me if you really need me out there because I'm trying to lock in and right. Separate from everything. And I feel like the people that have learned to compartmentalize, those are people that can last in whatever it is that they do.
Yeah. I know you're a Jordan guy. You gonna help LeBron with his swing?
With his swing? Hey, to be honest, Bron's swing right now is a lot better than mine was when I was just starting. So I don't know. He might, and it's Bron at the end of the day. He gonna figure it out. Yeah. He got enough money to make it all work. So
I was gonna ask you, talk about the babies. Do you have a number you want to hit? Because you figured out how to make a baby.
Oh, I done hit it. Oh yeah. I'll show you this text. I was sitting there on the BFR. It's like this recovery in there after we lifted earlier. It was in special teams, so I was in there getting a little recovery, and wifey said, well, how's the day going? So I sent her a picture of me with my legs up in the BFR. And she said, what is that? Because it's straps or whatever around your legs, and it looked like it's strapping you to the table. And I said, she said, what the hell? Why are you strapped to the table? I said, vasectomy. She said, I'll kill you. I said, I'll kill you.
But it only takes 15 minutes, man. Smooth transition.
I might do it myself in a minute, make sure.
Hey, you can join the club,
you ain't gotta say nothing. You gotta be like, man, I don't know what's wrong. Like it's been happening, but it ain't happening. Right.
Yeah, that's part of it. Hey, I asked the guys yesterday when we were driving in the car, going, making our trip to our next team. Mm-hmm. So I asked the guys yesterday, 3 players that they have a bias towards for this season that they want to see do absolutely phenomenal. And 1 player, kind of like their sneaky link, one player that they want to see do well. And their sneaky link was Aaron Rodgers. Both of them.
That's a good one.
Their sneaky link.
First off,
you gotta be sneaky.
I want them to shut their ass up so bad.
By the way, it's supposed to be sneaky. The world is not supposed to know I'm rooting for Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, so I shouldn't have said it.
That was on the car drive, dog. You asked me.
Well,
the locker room comment.
The good thing is, this is the good thing
You're
is.
doing me like academics.
Nah, oh boy, that's ugly. We own the show, and we have a dope fucking producer who can chop it up. So it's like however you need to do it. It's all in her hands. But no, For me, it was Trevor Lawrence, right? Shador Sanders. I wanted, because a lot of talk out there. You're my third person now. Yesterday was different, but you're my third guy now. And my sneaky, shut up, RC.
It's a lot of people. It's all good. It's a lot of people in the league.
And my sneaky is Cam Ward, because he's in the Jaguars division.
Yeah.
I want to see him do well, being the first pick, black guy, all that stuff. But I want them to lose.
Yeah.
I frame it to ask you that question. The three guys you want to see do well, and
Very good question.
maybe you're sneaky.
Well, I'll say one, Travis Hunter. I want to see Travis Hunter do his thing because he got a lot just going on. He's been in the media a lot, whether it's personal life or whatever. And it seemed like, he's just so young at the end of the day. We forget, like, you see these dudes making money now and on TV and damn near more celebrity than some NFL players. Right. But he's somebody that I don't know if he was really ready to deal with all of that attention that came his way, because it got a little negative, not on by his fault at all. So I didn't really like that. So I would say him. And that's not a sneaky one. That's one that I love to see him going ball, whether it's offense or defense.
Yeah, I'm gonna link up in London this year.
We played him in London, huh? Okay, just not that game. Number two, sake of time, I'm gonna throw Aaron in there right now. I don't want to. Obviously I'll put him in regardless, but I want to. That's a good one. I think Aaron, just similar to me, like a little bit of a media storm that kind of that discounted a lot of what we did, and I think that's real unfair, just based off of who he is. At the end of the day, me seeing some of the comparisons between is it him or this dude, and I'm like, are y'all serious right now?
Yeah.
So I can't stand no more of that.
Right.
So we go Travis Hunter, Aaron Rodgers, and then number three.
This was tough. To get it to third is the hardest one.
If I really thought about this, I could probably, with a little bit more time, I could probably think of something that would hit my heart a little bit more. Right. But right now, I would say just based off the situation and me coming in here and people leaving, I'll say Cooper Kupp.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a big Cooper Kupp fan, and it would have been awesome for us to all play together. It's just obviously team is not big enough for all of that. Yeah. Definitely not the salary cap. Yeah, footballs too. Yeah, that's for sure. So I'll say those three.
You brought up Travis Hunter, because my thing with Travis, we had Travis on the show. It's crazy how athletic he is.
Such a
ridiculous,
sweet kid.
Stupid. Yeah. But going to lock up you next series, now going to run routes against the Rams defense, and then going to lock up you. Can somebody do that in the league? In college, he did it, but my whole thing, I think he can do it, but I don't know if he can play. That's 120, 130 snaps a game.
I don't even think it's possible to do for real, not at a high level, and then go in there. It's hard enough to go cover a punt and then be on one side, and I haven't done it. I'm not acting like I'm on kickoff or punt, but I see the dudes, and I know you got your guys, and you see the yardage of my yardage over the game versus somebody that starts on offense and then plays special teams as well. Like, that's just a lot of mileage, man. And I don't know how long. I'm not even concerned so much if he can do it over the course of a game or a season. It's more like, how long is his career gonna be if he's playing that many snaps? Because all you're doing is doubling your risk for injury, one. Right. And I don't wish any of that on him. I hope that he can play an injury-free season and go ball out. But that's just the reality. The more you're on the field, it's already 100% injury guarantee. Yeah. Once you get out there playing both sides, and now you got to tackle. Yep. You got to tackle Derrick Henry. With that frame, he's athletic as hell, but the athleticism, he better do some ninja shit if he want to use that to get him down. Yeah, that's a lot of football to play.
Yeah. Man, just looking at sort of the difference in the way you moved around in Green Bay and then what I've seen over the last few years. Now you're back with an offensive mind who understands that, putting you in places to succeed. And when we were talking outside, he was like, shit, he's the leverage killer, right? We watched you, me and you, like two nerds. Right. We sitting together watching a damn film on the phone, right? Talking about leverage and coverages. And
you remember we had Cup on? Yeah. We asked him about Sean McVay. He was like, no, it's different.
Yeah.
And so for you, I know how you work, right? You're going to be in the present day. How do I perform here? What's that look like here with Sean McVay, with Puka Nacua, with a great run game, with a young running back in Williams who can really go, with a young defense that flat out hunts? You said you're trying to go win that ring. What makes you think this is a place that could happen?
It starts from the top down, man. And anytime you got, some of the most solid people are upstairs like that. And I've been fortunate to be in some buildings with that going on, but when it's just so solid, all of the people, it's just like a different feel of like true confidence in the building too. Like even, we started the OTA phase. It wasn't like, let's see if we can kill these dudes day one with the conditioning test and, let's separate the boys from men. Like it's a team thing, understanding that we, not everybody was combine training over the course of the off season. And what we're trying to do is continue to ascend versus having setbacks because we want to try to go, 150s on the first day, so just seeing how they handle business there, the feeling in the weight room, the feeling in the classroom, the conversations that we have, player to coach, coach to coach, player to player, like it just feels like it's not real a little bit, like it feels like it's just so smooth. Every day's been smooth and it's football. So, as the season goes on, we're going to have injuries. There's going to be some adversity. And I'm sure, I won't agree with everything Sean says and he won't agree with everything I say or do. But that's not what football is. So at the end of the day, I'm not hunting, a perfect, situation. I want the right situation and I want something that's going to allow me to, play to my full potential. And if I have everything around me that allows that, then that just makes it easier.
When I went to Pittsburgh, Chris Hope was the safety there. He was drafted there. They had won a Super Bowl. Everybody loved them. And they didn't talk to me for like an entire offseason, right? Like I had to work my way in to being a Steeler and one of their guys. And eventually they told me, they was like, we was just mad C. Hope was gone. You mentioned Cooper Kupp already. Like he's a guy who wins a Triple Crown here, is a Super Bowl MVP. Like those things matter.
Yeah.
In the offseason, Sean put up a video of like, I just want to show you who we have though, right? And that felt very intentional for me, right? Because it's like, we love the guy that's no longer here, but we're gonna love this guy too. When Sean put that video up, what was your thoughts about the intentionality of that?
Well, first off, I thought it was like the coolest thing in the world. Like it was so different from what you would see in most buildings. And for me, I thought it was super cool because obviously each team I've been to, like the respect that I've gotten has been like, through the roof. So I appreciate that from every team, but it's one thing, as you were saying, like people starting to think like I'm falling or, I'm not the same player. So it's one thing to have this name come in the building, we got Devontae Adams and everybody kind of know who the guy is, but it's different when they show you what he just did. Like this is not like I'm showing you like a career highlight tape. This is last 4 games of the year, 5 games, clips of, and that's basically what it was, like the most recent stuff, a little bit against them as well. And just the way he just talked about that and, empowered me to the team like that. Like I didn't need that because, like I say, I'm not looking for that. But you could almost see it in the team's face too. Like as the clips were playing, first of all, like the first half of it, I'm watching it like it's actually taped. Like they had the camera on me. I was like looking at the screen, like locked in. And then I started like looking around the room and I'm looking at Matthew like, like doing stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, like look at the next dude and he like pointing at somebody, tapping him, like looking. I'm like, so that allows the guys to buy in different and like you said, like their guy was Cooper. So not that they were gonna have anything against me because they all know it's football, but at the end of the day, it still helps the mending process and just getting to know the guys and just being around them.
I mean, here it goes again, bro. The training camp tour. We're in one city this day, another city the next, and somehow we got to get these things shipped out. So you got to know, like, life can be chaotic, but in the chaos, there's someone like ShipStation for you. Because you know what? When life is going crazy, if you're in charge of order fulfillment for e-commerce, ShipStation can keep your day-to-day calm.
E-commerce is where it's going. Everybody's want to do that. ShipStation got you. Print labels, make it easy. We do it all the time. We do it as businesses, and that's where it is. And ShipStation has now figured out a way to make everything easier.
We're always on the road, so it allows us to go out during this training camp tour and just do our thing, man, so we can just create great content for you guys. ShipStation does the rest for us.
Hey man, you know how it is with the pivot. We always have to ship something, and we're lucky to have ShipStation to simplify everything and help us with all of our shipping needs.
Yeah, you're talking about simplifying it, man. I've watched our team with the click of a button create labels, and that was done.
Bro, you talking about proof? 130,000 companies use their e-commerce through ShipStation, and 98% of those companies, including the pivot, stick with ShipStation when you're there for a year. They know what they're doing.
Switch to ShipStation today.
Man, y'all gotta go to shipstation.com/pivot to sign up for a free trial today. That's shipstation.com/pivot.
Leadership. Do you wait to things get intense to say, look, I'm a leader, this is who I've been, or did that automatically follow you in the building?
No, I mean, it's right out the gate, to be honest. Like, I'm not coming in screaming and just doing a whole lot of talking, but it starts with leading by example, obviously. So I come in and I try to, I don't know if you've seen Puka talking about the other day, him asking me to go and lead the drills. When I come in, like, I had more of like a reserved, as far as how I would assert myself, like physically, like coming in, I'm not gonna bump people out of line and do all this. So I let him lead the drills all throughout OTAs, and organically, as he was, in a different spot or whatever, I step up there. But if we were all together, I didn't want him to feel like I was coming in being the old head, kicking him to the side.
Right.
And the way that he's dealt with it and embraced me being here, just taking advantage of what I know and my own expertise, because I've looked at this a different way than a lot of people have, Fred. Mm-hmm. So I try to communicate that to him, and the more I can articulate that the reason why I'm able to have consistent success is because of calculations, not just by chance, it makes it more attainable in their mind, to where they're not looking at it like, oh, that's just the great, like, being able to do that. I say, no, I'm winning on this route because pre-snap, based off his leverage, I know what I'm presented with. So now I know the coverage. So if the defense knew what the play we were running every single time, surely they could go make a lot more plays. So that's essentially what I'm doing. So when I come in, just teaching, learning, and we kind of more in the classroom vocally as we out there as a team. Like, as a team, the things go on and guys see me work, like that just kind of helps your ability to be vocal in those situations. Because if you come in just yelling at people, telling them to do this, or, hey, I didn't like that release, whatever, they, even if you're right about whatever, they're not gonna receive it the same way.
Right.
And I try to be aware of that so that I can be the best leader I can.
And they still know about Terminator mask. That's always official.
Oh, that come out. That I usually can't get through the first week without bringing that one up. Yeah, we got to get to that.
Hey, Tate, great leader, great teacher, great husband, Hall of Fame player. You be garbage in them goddamn Taco Bell commercials.
Stop.
Bro, I can tell you reading.
You the first.
This is my house. Thank you.
See,
you think you a good actor?
Chan, you so full of shit. I ain't never read a screen, a teleprompter, not one time. That's 1/7. You see it on there right there. They give me that thing, I go like this. Okay, and then we just sit there and then we finesse it. By the way, we got a new round coming up. 2 more commercials I just filmed about a month ago, so you're gonna like them. That's just me finessing, bro.
That's you finessing?
I know I got a talent. You ain't got to appreciate it. Appreciate
but
it.
But is that LA?
Is that hater now?
Is that the Hollywood or whatever? Because you ride up smooth in a little golf cart.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would have got me a little burrito wrap and a little chalupa shit because of you.
Cheaters don't get chicken, man. You gotta make sure they know that.
That's real talk. Fred mentioned the Terminator mask, and I remember getting older and still being able to play, and it was some things were dropping off, but the understanding, the anticipation, the ability to study, all of those things were heightening, and it met at a point where I could still really produce, right? And that was what was important for you now, though, Tate. What's the most important thing for you? What is your priority every time you step on the field?
It's really, it doesn't really come to one thing for me. It's really, like, I've become who I am, really locking in on all the details from top to the bottom. So it's the ins and outs of the release, it's the vertical express, it's the break. It's really just a marriage of everything. I don't pick and choose when it comes to how I play this position. And I think a lot of people do, and I've even asked people at the Pro Bowl, like I'll go there and ask one of the corners, what's the difference between, me and such, and he say, every time I play against you, every rep, I know we gonna get that work. Like it's every single time. It's not, you're not gonna pick and choose, decide you're not gonna give me a good release this time or whatever. Like they know that I'm applying pressure. So I would say just the consistent approach in general is what I'm focused on, and that won't ever leave. The physical part, I won't be able to be who I am, into the day I die. But as long as I can approach it like that and work to still stay on top of every single part of my game, continue to improve on releases when I'm known as the release man, like that's where I feel like you gain an edge when you don't have weaknesses. Like I've never been a burner. I've never claimed to be, but I'm not any slower than I was when I got in the league or when I was in year 4 or whenever you thought I was fastest, I'm moving around at the same pace with more savvy. So in my mind, I'm truly getting better. Getting better to the world is having more yards every year. So they may not agree at all times, but that's also the thing that's kind of lost in the league now is when I got in the league or a little bit before that even, the best receiver wasn't who had the most yards. It wasn't who did the best. Right. It's about what they're doing because you look at targets, the way you're getting the ball, where on the field. It's so many things that, like I talked about, so many different things that factor into how you can impact the game. So to say that a man had 14 and the next man has 16 and he's better than him, that's not what I'm looking at. It's not about the stats. If I can go out there and put it on tape and abuse the guy across from me as much as possible, the number's gonna come. So that's not something that I'm sitting here like, okay, let's get 100 today. Like, who decided 100 is the benchmark for a good game? You know what I mean? I'm trying to do whatever it means with the amount of opportunities that I had that day.
I talked to Matt LaFleur last week, and he was talking about you and Aaron. He was like, man, they just did so many great things. He said there were games and other people may have singles. Devontae's doubled and Aaron still felt like he could go to him. Are you still that guy that 1-7's doubled, but I'm Matthew Stafford and I can still go to him?
100%. I mean, we don't, and I feel like everybody should be this way, especially if you have a special quarterback and any type of special receiver. You can't let the coverage talk you out of, what you're trying to get accomplished. Let the execution of the coverage do that, not what they're running. You can run cloud. If you want to be a soft corner and be at 8 yards, why not run a hitch and catch it in front of them? So that's how we approached it. Me and Aaron were like, make them play it right. I can't tell you how many touchdowns I had where they were inside out in me, but the dude didn't want to show that has outside shade, so he's 2 head up. And now, well, guess what, dummy? This dude's staring me down, so I already see it. So I can kill you, and now it's basically I'm beating one person because he's inside. Yeah. And now you're right in front of me instead of being outside. Right. Now, at the time that it's executed right, surely I shouldn't get the football. And that's when we have a team like Puka Nacua and Tutu Atwell and 8-9 get out there, and now you're in trouble because we got a lot of people you got to account for.
Quickly, bro, how long does that take? For that conversation, like that thought where you could look, because I played Moss and Brady in, what was that, 08 when they had 50 and 28? Well, they get 8 seconds, he look over and Brady would smile, and Moss would nod his head, and it was fucking toast.
Oh, yeah.
It was nothing can happen. How long does that take to get that? Because you and Matt just got together, and Matt ain't playing, he had a back soreness, whatever, he ain't playing a lot. How long does that take to get that just looking at somebody?
It takes time. It definitely takes time. It takes, because the reality is this, you running a route and you double, on paper, you should go to the single right away, right? Like that should be what you do. But I think when you have a situation like what we have, you got to kind of get used to it because we have had reps where, in OTAs when I was out there with him or, past few days with Jimmy where I'll beat the double or the bad leverage. And on paper, I wasn't supposed to be able to. So when they look back over, they might throw it and then look and see I won. And they're like, what? And I'm not
get used to you winning.
Yeah, you got to get used to that. But there's also something to be said about not staying with that. You can't just bank on that all day because it is a double team. At the end of the day, it's going to be twice as hard to get open. I mean, it should be. So the fact that I'm not getting the ball every time when I'm doubled or if I have horrible leverage and I beat it, like that's why, like you say, you see me on tape just kind of rolling with the punches, and it is because it is what it is. Like I'm not the quarterback. I can't decide that, but when he does throw it. That's why I'm winning like that, so that I can hopefully do that as much as possible to where when he does look, boom, we got to play.
You're 32, right?
Yeah.
Your coach 39.
Yep.
Yeah. You gonna look like this when you're 39?
I mean,
What he doing? He walk around all the time with his shirt off?
No, that man be in that weight room bright and early. Look, my goal is my first year out, I'm gonna just bulk up just because I want to hold that standard. Like I want that to be like, okay, like
he
exactly. So this is how I look, and this is how I'm most likely gonna walk around the rest of my life because in my mind, I feel like that's like the biggest flex you can have. Like forget the car and all that shit. Like how do you look? And how do you feel? What's your health like? So if I could walk around at 50 years old, yeah, you just need a little fine tuning. We'll get you there.
Hey, Tay, man, I always appreciate your time.
Sir.
You know that, man. I'm just excited for you this year, bro, because I tell people when you play this game, winning is happiness. Winning is fun. Winning is joy. And no matter how well you play individually, if you're in a space where you feel like you can't reach the ultimate goal, then you're not playing this game while you started. So, man, I look forward to watching you, bro. I appreciate your time again, man. Thank you.
Appreciate y'all, man.
No doubt.
Always.
Hey, Chan, why you hate on that man acting, bro?
Bro, he be.
That man got Taco Bell.
I already told him. I said, Chan gonna say something. He gonna hate, do
Yeah, you know he always hated, dog.
I appreciate
How much you weigh right now, Tay?
203. Yeah.
Lean, bro.
But I'm like,
No, I already know you lean, bro.
You don't want to put my shirt up.
Nah.
I'm trying to figure out.
That 12
Hey,
pack
I saw
shit
you
gonna
when
be.
you was in Cabo.
yeah.
I saw you working out.
Yeah.
I
Get
don't
it.
know.
I was out there with Sadie's.
You must wake up early though, because you on the golf course at 8.
Oh yeah, no, 7:30. And then right from that, came back in, threw the shorts on, and we go get it in while wifey in the pool with the kids, and it was like 50 yards from me. Get it in, and I go join them after that.
Who all live in that neighborhood? Tell you where you live at. Huh? Wait. Now this not a vacation like rental he going to.
Cabo.
This his house.
Cabo.
Yeah, this is his house now, Freddie T.
There's an old saying on the
It
show.
ain't too many people, just like LeBron, Mav, Peyton.
Can't hide money. It's hard to hide that money, Tay.
I got 3 more words. I ain't trying.